أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today our topic is type 1 error and type 2 error and also power of the test. So I will explain it through examples. What is type 1 error, what is type 2 error, and what is the what is the power of the test. Let me show you first a slide where it is where it is diagrammatically given in the table, and then I will show you the slide for further explanation. So let me show you, explain it first on the board, and then this is a table which has 4 cells. Here we write the null hypothesis is true, and here we write the null hypothesis is false. Here the null hypothesis we can write innocent. The reason is, if you are rejecting the null hypothesis when it is true, then you are doing injustice to this null hypothesis when it is innocent. It has not committed any kind of sin and still you are rejecting. And here we can write is non or not innocent. Not innocent. Not innocent means this person has committed a mistake. The null hypothesis was wrong, but still you spare it. You accepted it. You rejected it, or you accepted it. Either if you rejected means you are accepting the false hypothesis. If you are accepting a person with a sin, then and that person is not an innocent, then you are committing a blunder. Then you are committing or you are doing a blunder. So this would be correct decision if the null hypothesis was false and you rejected. If you accepted, you committed a mistake. And here, when the null hypothesis is true and still you rejected it, it was innocent. It had not committed any kind of mistake, but you punished this person, although he was innocent. Here we write reject. Reject HO and do not reject. Do not reject HO. So here, if you reject the null hypothesis when it was really true, then you committed a type 1 error. Committed a type 1 error, which is also called an alpha error. And if if it was false and you reject it, in case if it was false and you reject it, then this decision was correct because the null hypothesis was false and you reject it. So this was a correct decision. This was a correct decision. And here, if this null hypothesis was true and you do not reject, here the decision is correct. You do not reject means you do not, this decision is correct. If you do not reject and the null hypothesis is true. And here, if the null hypothesis was false and you do not reject it, you commit a type 2 error. A type 2 error, which is also called type 2 error and which is also called the beta error, which is also called the beta error. beta error. This is beta. So beta error. Now let me give you an example. If a null hypothesis is true, this one is true, and it is rejected, then a type 1 error is committed or made. In situation, for instance, let me give you an example. The medication might not significantly change the pulse rate of all the users in the population. Of all the users in the population. You give a medication to the whole population and it does not work in the whole population. If it is not working in the whole population, but it may change the rate, the pulse rate, decrease or increase for whatever purpose you have given the medication or administered the medication, or increase or decrease and bring about change in the sample. So in this case, the researcher, and if the null hypothesis is rejected, the null hypothesis is rejected when it is really true, thus you are committing a type 1 error. You are committing a type 1 error. And on the other hand, the medication might not change the pulse rate of the subject in the sample, and it does not work in the sample. It does not work in the sample, but it is, when it is given to the general population, it may cause a significant increase or decrease in the pulse rate of the users in the entire population. And the researcher, on the basis of the data obtained from a sample, will not reject the hypothesis, will not reject. It works on the sample, but it does not work on the whole population. And if the researcher is not rejecting the null hypothesis, then thus he is committing a type 2 error. Mean the null hypothesis was wrong, the null hypothesis was wrong, but you did not reject, you committed a type 2 mistake, which is called the beta error or beta mistake, beta error. And this is what all about type 1 and type 2 error. You can give me suggestion, you can give me feedback. If you do not understand, I can upload further videos as well, showing you the whole presentation on the type 1 and type 2 error. Now, let me talk about power of the test. Power of the study or test, which is equal to 1 minus beta error. 1 minus beta error, which is usually 0.8 by default, or 0.90, or you may decrease it as well. It becomes 80% when type 2 error is 20%, and it may become 90% when the type 2 error is 10%. So it's up to you. You may increase or decrease according to your study, whatever power you want for your study, you may increase or decrease, but by default, it is equal to 80%. Now, for further little bit more explanation, I'm showing you the slides, which will further clarify your concepts, which will further clarify you. So here is a presentation on type 1 and type 2 error. What are the chances or probability of errors in hypothesis testing? How does error affect decision made in hypothesis testing? So errors involved in hypothesis testing, type 1 error, rejection error, or alpha error. It is the decision that we reject HO, the null hypothesis, when in fact HO is true. What does that mean? Mean, if you administer a medication to the whole population and it does not, it works in the population. It works in the population means your null hypothesis was true. And it gives somehow a different result in your sample. For example, if you are giving a medication to the subjects of the sample and it does not bring about any change. For example, if you give a medication for decrease or increase in the pulse rate and it did not work in the sample, but it really worked in the population, and on the basis of the sample you reject this null hypothesis, then you committed a type 1 mistake or type 1 error, and that is also called alpha error. On the other hand, Type 2 error, non-rejection error or beta error, it is the decision that we do not reject HO when in fact HO is false, when it should be rejected. For example, if you administer a medication for any purpose, for recovery of the disease, for increase, decrease in the pulse rate, for correcting dysrhythmia, you are giving antiarrhythmic drugs, and that is for the correction of rhythm, and it did not. So when the null hypothesis was wrong, means it did not work in the whole population, but it really worked on the sample. And on the basis of the sample, you rejected the null hypothesis. On the basis of the sample, you rejected the null hypothesis. When it was wrong in the whole population, then you committed a type 2 error, which is called a beta error. Now, let's take it further. This was the decision. For example, reject HO, your conclusion was mu was not equal to 53. Mean the null hypothesis was true. You reject the null hypothesis when it really showed that the mean, the actual mean of the population was not equal to 53. 53 could be your weight, it could be anything, any parameter. So HO was true, mu equal to 53. And you says your conclusion was mu was not equal to 53 when it was really equal to 53, and you reject this, means you committed the type 1 error. You reject the null hypothesis and you committed a type 1 error. When the correct decision was non-significant results was there, it was correct decision not to reject the null hypothesis, and the mu was really equal to 53. When the null hypothesis was false, means the actual mean was not equal to 53. The actual mean was not equal to 53, and significant result was there. It was not equal to 53. Then you took a correct decision if you do not reject this null hypothesis. You do not or did not reject this null hypothesis. But if the null hypothesis was wrong, and you do not reject this null hypothesis, then you committed a type 2 error, which is called a beta error. Probabilities of error involve hypothesis testing and power of the test. Probability of type 1 error or alpha or level of significance, it is the risk of rejecting HO when in fact HO is true. Most common values are 0.05 and 0.01. You may take other values as well. It may be 10%, it may be 1%, it may be 5%. So you may go for any, it depends upon your assumption, whether you have fulfilled all the assumption. If you have fulfilled or met all the assumption, you can decrease your alpha level or your type 1 error, and accordingly, if you have not properly followed or meet the assumptions, that you can increase this alpha or alpha error. Probability of type 2 error or beta, it is the risk of not rejecting. So it is the value of alpha, and here it is the value of beta. It is not the risk of not rejecting HO when in fact HO is false and it should be rejected, but you did not reject, so you committed a type 2. By default it is equal to 20%, and you may go for any 10% or 30% as well. And power of the test, as I have already discussed, it is equal to 1 minus the probability of type 2 error or beta error, 1 minus beta. It is the risk of rejecting HO when in fact HO is false. HO is false. Most common values are 0.80 or 0.90. This is 0.08 by default, and you may go for 0.90 or 0.7 as well, according to your study. So this is an example. The mean APTT among DVT patients, a researcher assumed that activated partial thromboplastin time, APTT, activated partial thromboplastin time, a population of patients diagnosed with deep vein thrombosis DVT is approximately normally distributed with standard deviation of 7 seconds. A random sample of 30 hospitalized patients from DVT had a mean APTT of 50 seconds using a 5% level of significance. So how to extract the data? What has been given in this scenario, the population standard deviation is 7 and the mean APTT in the population, in the sample was 50 seconds, whereas with a standard deviation, a random sample of 30 hospitalized suffering from DVT had a mean APTT using a 5% level of significance. So this is the sample mean. A 30 hospitalized sample means 50 seconds. The standard deviation is 7. Let's go ahead to explain type 1 and type 2 error in this situation. State type 1, type 2 errors and power of the test for the situation that mean APTT for DVT patient is different from 53 seconds, as in the above example. Let mu is equal to mean APTT of all hospitalized DVT patient, true or actual mean. And mean APTT among DVT patients, the HO mean was equal to 53 seconds in the population. The mean APTT of DVT patient is equal to 53 seconds in the general population. And the alternate hypothesis mu was not equal to 53 seconds. The mean APTT of DVT patient is different from 53 seconds. Mean APTT among DVT patients, errors involved in hypothesis testing, type 1 error rejecting HO when it is true, claiming that the mean APTT of DVT patient is different from 53 seconds, when in fact it is equal to 53 seconds. Type 2 error do not reject HO when it is false, claiming that the mean APTT of DVT patient is equal to 53 seconds, when in fact it is different from 53 seconds. So, mean APTT among DVT patient, errors involved in hypothesis testing. So type 1 error would be you rejecting the HO when in fact it is true, mean it should not be rejected. Claiming that the mean APTT of DVT patient is different from 53 seconds, when in fact it is equal to 53. It was not equal to 53. It was different the claim was it is different from 53 seconds, but in fact, it was equal to 53 seconds in the general population. So the null hypothesis was true, but you rejected. You committed a type 1 error or alpha error. On the other hand, in type 2 error, you are not rejecting the HO when it is false. It should be rejected. That is claiming that the mean APTT of DVT patients is equal to 53 seconds, when in fact it is different from 53 seconds. Different from 53 seconds, it was not existing in the population. That was different from 53 seconds. And still you are not rejecting. So you are committing type 2 error, which is called a beta error. Take it further, probability of error involved in hypothesis testing, probability of type 1 error or alpha or level of significance. It is the probability of claiming that the mean APTT of DVT patient is different from 53 seconds when it is, in fact, it is equal to 53 seconds. And the probability of type 2 error or beta error, it is the probability of claiming that the mean APTT of DVT patient is equal to 53 seconds when in fact it is different from 53 seconds in the population. But in the sample, it is equal to 53 seconds. So, if in the whole population it was different for 53 seconds and you accepted this false null hypothesis, you committed a type 2 error or beta error. The power of that is the ability of a Widen to decide that the mean APTT of DVT patient is equal to 53 seconds when in fact it is different from 53 seconds. So about your conclusion about the test of hypothesis is not significant. If the conclusion of a test of hypothesis is failing to reject the null hypothesis are not significant, that is P is more than 0.5, then it means that there is no effect, that is HO is true, or we have made a type 2 error. Note reasons for a type 2 error may be due to one or more of the following. Use of too small sample size, that could be one of the reasons. that you committed a type 2 error. High variation between observation. One observation is quite different from the other observation. So there is a huge difference or variation across the observation, and that's why you committed a type 2 error. Or it could be use of inappropriate test of hypothesis. Inappropriate test of hypothesis, the test that you applied on the hypothesis should have not been applied. It was not an appropriate test that you applied. So this was all about the type 1 and type 2 error. And I'm requesting the viewer that if you do not understand anything, you can comment, you can give me your feedback, and accordingly, I will upload another lecture on type 1 and type 2 error in power of the test. Thank you very much.